I can't believe this is even a thing that still exists, but it just makes you, it cringes me even to read this, you know what I mean? 20 arrested for conspiracy to distribute thousands of pounds of marijuana. Marijuana. So apparently they had a indictment on these individuals that they alleges that they conspired to possess with intent to distribute 1,000 kilograms or more of marijuana back in February 2019. And there's a couple of different indictments, but they're according to the feds, it's all related, and they all face a minimum of 10 years and up to a life in federal prison and a big hefty fine. And you know, to think that California legalized it, other states have legalized it, and they're still being brought up on actual charges for bud. I just I I just look at it as a waste of actual resources. You know, actual resources that could be going for the better, that could actually be going positive into the actual to the community. You know, with programs and outreach, and just instead of actually trying to fight this plant. So just it's sad, sad. And on another note, this actual former congressman staff member, he was actually out of Compton, California. He was actually found guilty of federal bribery and extortion charges for demanding 5,000 from Compton marijuana shop. And apparently, he was giving out the impression to these actual dispensary owners that that he could prevent them from actually closing their actual cannabis shops in the city of Compton. And I don't know how he actually sold this actual protection, just for the fact that he's in a federal level at a federal staff member. This is a state actual mandate, state actual law, but yet he's able to have a say if whether they can still actually conduct operating, a actual dispensary in the city of Compton. And evidence presented during the 3-day trial, it showed that the actual individual attempted to extort a marijuana dispensary in Compton, threatened to shut down the shop if the owner did not pay him $5,000. That's lowball. In exchange for the actual payoff, he promised to help the shop obtain a lucrative permit to continue operating. He apparently claimed to actually oversee all activity in Compton and threatened the shop owners, and an employee of the shop, and later an undercover FBI agent in recorded meeting that he was going to shut down the actual shop unless he received the money. He claimed that by virtue of his federal employment from the Congress member, he had the authority and the jurisdiction over what Compton public officials and departments did. In exchange for 5 grand, that's nothing. And he promised to exercise that authority and jurisdiction to help keep the shop in business. And ultimately, during a lunch meeting in Compton, he accepted $5,000 in cash inside of a restaurant menu from the undercover agent. When he pocketed the cash, he pledged his undying support to protect the shop. There you go, folks. Man, he was blowing a lot of smoke, blowing a lot of smoke. I don't know what he was smoking, but he had no power in doing this. Trust me, he had no power in doing this. Oh, and by the way, he got less than 2 years, a little bit over a year for this actual extortion and bribery. But yet these guys are getting 20 years, 10 and 20 years for for uh, for Bud. This guy's pulling bribery and extortion, federal charges, and he's only getting less than 2 years, about a year and a half. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, guys.